We continue construction in the remote forest. The frame of the future A-frame house is already in place. The floors on the first and second levels are laid. Now we can move forward. Today we'll install the front door. It might seem like a small thing, but it's actually a crucial structural element. The door frame will define the geometry of the front A-frame wall. Part of the exterior cladding will be attached to it, meaning even the slightest mistake here could throw the entire front of the house out of alignment. First, we assemble the frame on the floor, ensuring the diagonals match. Otherwise, the door won't fit later. There must also be a small gap between the door and the frame. We leave it on all sides, equal to the thickness of a door hinge. The door in the new A-frame will be slightly wider, with frosted glass to allow soft daylight while blocking harsh, direct sunlight. Once the door frame is sized and its geometry checked, we fasten all parts with screws, pre-drilling pilot holes with a thin bit to prevent the wood from splitting. We attach the door to the frame using butterfly hinges. They're easy to install and don't require recessing, neither in the frame nor the door itself. The hinges simply overlay and are secured with screws, which is especially convenient in field conditions. After assembling all elements, we test the door's movement before final installation. It should open smoothly without catching or warping. On the exterior side of the frame where the door will be installed, we secured 2 guide boards. They temporarily hold the frame in the correct plane and help align it precisely with the front wall. This prevents tilting, either outward or inward. We assemble a reinforcing frame from boards. Above the door frame, we install a horizontal beam. It will connect the 2 sides of the A-frame, adding rigidity to the entire front section. The beam has notches to sit flush with the facade, not protruding beyond the future cladding. We immediately screw the door frame in place at the top and bottom. Building on our forest plot has one colossal advantage. All construction materials can be stored right next to the work site, ready to grab the needed board or beam at any moment. We mount vertical beams on the sides of the door frame. They're wedged between the top connecting beam and the floor, reinforcing the doorway. The door is in place and the frame grows sturdier. The A-frame house is slowly transforming from an idea into a real home. Here, among the trees and silence, it takes shape. Our good friend Sergey is coming to visit. In his hands is a bee trap. We only recently touched on beekeeping, and our knowledge is still superficial, but one crucial detail stuck with us. Bees cannot stand the smell of repellent. It's a tick protection spray. This year, ticks are especially abundant. In one forest area where we set up camera traps, we pulled over 100 off our clothes in just 4 hours. They crawled from the grass, branches, moss, persistent and clingy. We have to defend ourselves by any means, but when working with bees, no harsh chemical smells are allowed. Bees react instantly and won't tolerate them. Protective gear must be clean. The bee trap looks like an ordinary log, except it's hollow inside. On the side, near the bottom, is a small entrance hole. Bees fly in and out through it. They're attracted not just by the scent of lemon balm, but also by propolis, that sticky, resinous aroma. We use a scrap of fabric previously draped over hive frames. The bees generously coated it with propolis, and now it serves as bait. Access to the trap is from the top via a removable lid secured. A tall pine. The first branches start about 4 meters up. To reach them, we use a ladder. The climb itself isn't difficult, but every move requires attention. Before stepping onto the first branch, I always clip in my safety line. Safety comes first. My lifeline, just a rope threaded through a carabiner on my harness, could save me if I slip. Whatever I do up there, one end must always be securely fastened to a branch. It limits mobility, but I know I won't fall. I need to climb another couple of meters to place the bee trap. I cut away dry branches that are in the way now and would be later. Working at height is harder than on the ground. You can't just set a tool down. You either hold it tight or clip it to your belt.
Ира.
The trap weighs about 10 kilograms. Lifting it isn't hard, but I need a stable stance. Ideally, it should hang at least 6 meters up, the most comfortable height for bees. Of course, this is just temporary housing, but the bees don't know that. They'll move in as if it's a permanent home. The trap is in place, but honestly, we don't expect quick success. We're just starting to learn about natural beekeeping. Time to climb down and get back to building. Here, we can work comfortably, organize tools, hang backpacks out of the way, but within reach, on the same hooks as in the last house. The master of the taiga with a serious, thoughtful gaze, and the no less respected but far more cunning wolf under the moon. With each new detail, the house becomes clearer, an exact replica of the previous A-frame in lines, proportions, and small touches, like an old blueprint coming to life, but among different trees. On the first floor, directly opposite the door, a large casement window will be installed. The main load will fall on vertical timber posts. We place them symmetrically to the door frame posts, flush with the future rear wall cladding. Each post is screwed through the floorboards into the house's foundation. On the exterior of the A-frame, we add guides to prevent the posts from shifting, securing the entire window support. Next comes a horizontal beam atop the posts, forming the window's base. The principle is the same as with the front wall above the door. We notch the beam so it sits flush with the A-frame. I test the structure's strength simply by sitting on it with my full weight. It doesn't budge, and I weigh about 4 times more than the future window.
В детстве как-то я делал за турнике падение назад. Но здесь не рискну.
Все ждут в нетерпении.
Очень острые края. руки могут не выдержать, и тогда будет самый смешной момент.
Now we install the window. A casement, double leaf with a vent. It fits perfectly. In the old house, we sometimes missed having a vent. On hot days, to ventilate, we had to open the whole window. Not always convenient. Now it's different. A small thing, but such details make a home truly comfortable. The left leaf is secured with 2 locks, tight, reliable. The right leaf is split. The top is a vent with 1 lock. The bottom, like the left, has 2. It seems winter winds won't find a single crack to sneak through. In the mountainous area, we've set up over a dozen camera traps. This dense network has one goal: to study the life of lynxes in the wild in detail. And now we have unique footage, not just because it's a lynx, graceful, silent, cautious. The key is that it's in true wilderness, not a reserve. That's a big difference. Wild nature shapes the predator's behavior as it should be. Adult lynxes live alone, except for mothers with young. Each claims its territory, up to 250 square kilometers for males, about 100 for young females. Judging by the footage, this area belongs to an adult male. He's appeared on cameras in different spots. Lynxes mark territory with urine and scat, usually in the same spots. Finding such a spot is rare luck, even in reserves. But luck favors the prepared. And as you've seen, we took preparation seriously. The footage shows the male's hind legs stay straight while marking. Females bend theirs. Here, prey is abundant: hares, grouse, squirrels. The lynx moves silently, like a shadow, leaving only tracks in snow and rare camera glimpses. A magnificent creature, enriching the world around us. But it's time to return to building. We returned at sunset. The air cooled rapidly, and an evening chill settled over the trees. Too late to build, but perfect for dinner. We have some potatoes. Following today's recipe, we peel them. I settle by the fire. Bright flames share warmth generously, and smoke keeps mosquitoes at bay as they swarm at dusk. I slice the peeled potatoes thinly, then move to the bacon. The pieces should be mid-sized, not too large to dry out, not too small to crisp right. And onions, I don't skimp, chopped finely with 2 axes, quick, camp style, then rolled smooth with a sharp blade. Butter melts in the hot pan, then bacon sizzles, fat pooling, edges browning. I add onions, letting them soften on medium heat, releasing aroma. Most potato dishes pair well with cheese, and we love cheese, 2 kinds, Maasdam and Parmesan, finely grated. In a pot, I mix the cheese with cream, black pepper, coarse salt, and the bacon-onion mix. The aroma alone could make anyone hungry. We coat the potato slices in this mix, layer them in a cast iron pot, pour the remaining sauce, and set it over the fire. It cooks for 30 to 40 minutes on medium heat, time to relax by the fire, listen to the forest, and rest. Fire-baked potatoes, smoky in a sauce of cream, fried bacon, onions, and 2 cheeses, hearty and incredibly tasty. Golden crust forms on top, adding a special flavor. Fresh herbs would make it even better. Enjoy, friends. A new day dawns slowly. Sunlight filters through spruce crowns and the night's chill reluctantly retreats to ravines and shaded hollows. Dew glistens on grass. The crisp air, still slightly damp mixed with pine freshness, invigorates, and we're ready to work. Today's plan, wall cladding, but before we even lift a tool, the forest speaks.
Whoa.
Friends, together we've witnessed something truly rare. A wild bee swarm has chosen our trap, moving in right before our eyes. A moment, and the sky hummed. Minutes later, the newcomers were inside, and silence returned. Seeing this is rare luck. Now, this vivid, thrilling moment will live in our conversations for a long time. Tonight, after sunset, we'll have a big task, relocating the bees from the trap to their real home, a log hive. But while the sun shines, we'll build. We start cladding the left side. The A-frame wall also serves as the roof, so the cladding will double as sheathing for wind protection and roofing later. Tongue and groove boards are perfect, easy to install, with tight seams. We're using pre-dried lumber, but even if the board shrinks slightly later, the tongue and groove joints will prevent gaps. Some spots require a knife to ensure the boards fit snugly along the A-frame slope. The boards are 3 meters long, matching the house's length, fitting edge to edge. We nail them in place, then move to the next. Work moves fast. We barely keep up fetching new boards. The forest is quiet, summer calm. A light wind rustles treetops, as if whispering with the spruces. A hazel grouse whistles in the shade. Opposite, deep in the woods, a woodpecker taps methodically. These sounds blend with our work, a rhythm where nature composes its symphony and we ours. And 24, the sun dips towards sunset, its rays spilling over the house. Through pine crowns, they stripe the fresh wood in soft amber tones. This is where a large opening window and terrace will be later. We left the left side partially unclad, stopping at the second floor to start the rear wall. The second floor remains open for now, allowing space to install 2 windows soon. Now we clad the rear wall. Here, boards must be cut to size, done in situ after nailing. The wall assembles like a puzzle, board by board, tongue to groove, under the steady hammer taps and summer forest's rhythm. The forest's silence deepens as if everything holds its breath, awaiting rest. Even the bees seem to end their workday, but we have one more big task. Sergei brought a log hive, entirely handcrafted. It differs from the trap in many ways: size, weight, about 120 kilograms, and a vertical slot, dolgeia, for accessing honeycombs in fall. The slot is sealed with a 2-part wooden insert, opened only when needed. We showed the full crafting process earlier. Check the hint to watch. Now the tense part, lowering the trap without disturbing the bees. I climb the tree again, more nervous this time. Just in case, I have a water bottle. Most bees are inside, and to keep them there, I mist water near the entrance. Sensing moisture, they think it's raining and stay put. Seizing the moment, I secure the entrance with mesh. Now they're trapped until morning, and I can lower the trap. Steady hands are key. Today, the bees already scouted the area, imprinting the trap's location in their natural GPS. A delicate system tuned to sun, shadows, and forest scents. They dislike recalibrating. To ease relocation, the hive must go exactly where the trap hung. Making space for the larger hive means removing thick branches. We'll lift it using a winch and ATV. At about 10 meters, I mount a pulley. The rope runs through it, allowing a smooth lift. Prep work lasts until deep twilight, leaving some tasks for dawn. We didn't expect such swift occupation, so not everything was ready. Ideally, the hive should have been fully assembled by morning. The spot is prepped, but we live in the wild. Here, plans aren't rigid, more like flexible branches. Predicting far ahead is futile. We live not by clocks, but by rhythms, inner time. We adapt, not resist. So we proceed. This relocation is unplanned, borderline extreme, but we're sure tomorrow all will be as it should, not by the book, but by our plan, born here in forest silence, among trees and bees. At sunrise, everything was ready for the main event, bee relocation. We We entrusted this task entirely to Sergey, an experienced log hive beekeeper, a rare, thoughtful craft where every move must be precise. We carefully removed the trap's lid, greeted by buzzing. Gently, we extracted comb strips covered in bees. Most of the swarm clung to them. Sergey explained, the right way is for bees to enter the hive themselves through the entrance. This helps them accept it as home, memorizing location, scent, and threshold. But sometimes they hesitate, circling, unsure. An easier method is pouring them in through the slot and sealing it, faster but less reliable. We chose the surer, though fussier path. Gently herded from the trap, the bees seemed confused at first, unable to believe their old home was gone. But within minutes, they began crawling into the hive, slowly, then confidently. Home accepted. Sergey has practiced log beekeeping for years. It's natural beekeeping, no frames, minimal interference. Bees live as nature intended. His expertise helped us catch this swarm. You might think it's all about the trap, but that's only half. The tree matters most. A lucky tree, one bees accept, not necessarily the tallest or sturdiest. It must have an allure only bees understand. No bait works if the tree's wrong. We're lucky, the right tree grows right here. In this forest's heart, the bees chose it themselves. Today's most important task is done. Ahead lies steady, meditative work, building the house. But why rush the relocation? The difference between trap and hive is key. The trap is temporary, thin-walled, lightweight, suited only briefly. By fall, when dampness lingers, and winter, when trees ring with frost, it becomes a cold death trap. Its 30-liter volume is too small, not enough space for honey or colony growth. Winter would be harsh. The hive, though, is different. Spacious, 70+ liters, it lets bees store ample honey, thrive, and grow stronger. Its 10-centimeter thick walls retain heat, maintaining the right microclimate. Every detail matters in a bee home. So relocation isn't just care, it's building their future. Friends, would you like to taste real log honey, amber, thick, fragrant with forest and sun? Here, on our forest plot, within the larger Taiga Yard project, our vision takes shape step by step. Structures will rise, a forest lake will spread, and of course, a log apiary will flourish. For now, construction routine. We're nearing completion of the first floor cladding and have installed one of 2 second-floor windows. Work progresses, the house grows. Today's heat is relentless. The air shimmers, the sun scorches mercilessly. All I want is shade, coolness, water. Luckily, there's a spot nearby. An artificial pond, a forest lake man-made. The clearing's transformation is already visible. Where once was quiet grassland, life now thrives. Lush greenery fringes the banks. Wildflowers dot the meadow. Water attracts life. Ducks glide. Fish flicker below. Friends, next episode, we'll start creating our own forest lake. Don't miss it. A monumental task ahead, and how it begins. Well, you'll see. We'll also show how the bees settled in. You know where to watch, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next video coming soon. We'd appreciate shares and kind comments. This was us, the forest folk. Until next time, friends, goodbye for now.